Hi, I'm John Campo, the Not So Neat Chef. Welcome back to my kitchen. So a couple weeks ago, I went to the market and I looked at the Polish aisle. I found pork ribs with cabbage in a can. This stuff was fantastic. It was really good. I'm looking at the label and it just says pork ribs, sauerkraut, cabbage, carrot, salt, pork fat, wheat flour, starch, soy protein, dried onion, salt, pepper, caraway, pimento. Really no chemicals. So what we're going to do is we're going to reverse engineer this can and we're going to try to make our own version. What we're going to be doing though is we're going to be doing it on the fly. I don't have a recipe to work from. So with that being said, let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to make, I could see that I'm cut off, but it's okay. I'm going to make a big pot of this. So I've got here, I've got 2.5 pounds, I got about 4 pounds, 4.5 pounds of spare ribs. These are country style, you can use whatever you want. 2 packages of sauerkraut, bell pepper, put an onion in there, small head of cabbage. We're going to peel the outer leaves off and then we're going to shred it. Caraway seeds. Going to need some other flavors. I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to put chicken bouillon cubes. So between the bouillon cubes and the sauerkraut, we should be able to get the salt that we need without adding extra salt. What we're going to do is we're going to drain this and we're going to retain the liquid. Okay, so I got a colander here. I'm going to strain this. I'm going to save any juice that comes out. And then we're going to rinse just a little bit. We're going to rinse the sauerkraut. So we're going to let that strain. Okay, I decided to put some garlic in it. So I got a couple cloves of garlic here. I'm going to peel and I'll cut up so it's all ready. So I'd say, I don't know, a couple cloves. Like I said, we're winging this, so We're gonna dice them up nice and fine. So the easiest way is get them into little strips. Take a couple at a time. Don't try to do them all at once. It's more trouble than what it's worth. And then that's it. Right, now the onion. Best way to cut an onion is that way. Leave the root end on. Cut the other end off. I'm gonna cut it this way. About three levels. Then we're gonna cut it this way. And then we're going to cut it this way. Okay, I didn't mention this before, but I'm going to add a little sweetness to it. We're going to add a carrot. And we want this fine, so this way when you put it in, it winds up being well incorporated into the dish. Okay, now we're going to do up the cabbage. I'm going to take these outer leaves off. I'm going to cut it in half. And I'm going to get rid of the core. You cut it on a triangle, you should be able to get it out. Now we're going to cut this real thin. We're going to shred it, almost like the sauerkraut. Actually, it's going to have to be washed. Okay, so I washed the cabbage. Again, we're doing this on the fly, so I think what we're going to do is I'm going to get some water, put it in the Dutch oven with a pot, and then we're going to put a couple bouillon cubes in there. And then we'll steam this down until this wilts, and then we'll start putting it together. I don't know how much water is here. All I know is it's maybe two of these. What are these things? Quart? So maybe about a quart. You're going to start with the heat high. So, bouillon cubes. Long burner. Okay, so while I'm waiting for the water to heat up and to dissolve those bouillons, I'm going to saute the onions and garlic. I'm going to do them in a lot of butter. I'm going to do them real slow so they become real translucent. I got about half a stick of butter here. To recap, 1 head of cabbage. I got 1 diced onion. I got a couple teaspoons of chopped garlic. 2 packages of drained sauerkraut, retaining the juice for later. 1 carrot. 1 bell pepper. Got some butter going here. Turning the heat down to low. Start with the garlic. Don't let the garlic burn, it'll taste bitter. This water is starting to go. There we go. All right. Let me take our cabbage. Put our cabbage in there. And it looks like there's just enough water, so I lucked out. You don't want it to cook too long, because you want all the flavors to meld together. My onions, put them in here. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes or so. I'm going to turn these, I just turn the heat off on it, and there's some residual heat from the burner. This is wilted down nicely. Now I'm going to put the sauerkraut in. I'm going to mix that up. So this way, oops, I hate when I do that. Okay, that's mixed up. Now, bell pepper. I'll probably put about half a cup. I don't want to put the whole thing in. I'm looking at it. It seems like about half a cup would be good. What I'll do is when I do the editing, I'll take notes and I'll write down the ingredients and the amounts and put them in the description. There we go. Carrots. Again, I didn't add the whole thing. Again, probably about half a cup. So the can, it says that there's wheat flour in it. So I'm assuming that's to thicken it up. So I'm going to add a little bit of flour to the onions. Probably got about a third of a cup of flour here. Put that in. cook a little bit. So I think this is a good time. We're going to put this in the oven. So if you don't have, this is a La Creuset that's the top and the handle. It can go in the oven up to 500 degrees. We're not going to go that high. If you only have, you know, a regular pot and put some aluminum foil over it or something, that's fine. Again, never done this before. I'm flying by the seat of my pants. Probably go about 325. We'll see what happens at 325. And this is probably going to go for a couple hours because we want the meat to just like fall off the bone. The onions are ready. I'm going to put the onions right in there. I'm going to mix that up. So we got caraway seeds. I am clueless as to how much. I know this stuff could be kind of strong. So for this amount, I'm going to use a tablespoon. And I think I'm going to put bay leaf. That should be good. Those small pieces, it looks like it's about maybe 2 bay leaves. Now I'm going to put the meat. There's about 8 of these ribs. So I'm just pushing it down into the cabbage and into the sauerkraut. Just a little bit of this brine. It's about a cup. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to put it, I'm going to keep it on the stove for a couple minutes, then I'm going to throw it in the oven, 325 for a couple hours. I'll check on it periodically, give it a stir. What we're looking for is for the meat to come off the bones and just, you know, just disintegrate. So this way when you eat it, you're going to eat some of the sauerkraut, cabbage, and then the meat. We'll catch you in a couple hours. It's been about 2.5 hours. Take it out and look at it. All right. Oh, meat's falling off the bone. Falling off the bone. Alright, well, that's pretty good. Alright, so I did a taste test. It's not like the can, but it's good, and it's definitely a recipe that I'll probably do again. I just hope it's a hit with the rest of the family. So there we go. We reversed engineered pork ribs and cabbage. And I think, and it's a Polish, this is a product from Poland, so it's a Polish dish. And I think anything with a sauerkraut or cabbage base is a Kapusta, I think it is. Anyway, so hope you enjoyed this. I appreciate a like, a subscribe, a notification on the bell. All right, thanks. We'll see you again.